really, I would say, a huge personality. He is very energetic. He's very smart. He absorbs everything. He has a pretty big vocabulary that started really early too, but he has sensory processing disorder and he's been diagnosed as ADHD. He has a lot of oral sensory issues and he likes to have like deep pressure to help him calm down because he can't self-regulate.
I began working with Sam and Kayla because he was displaying a lot of difficulties at daycare, adjusting to being around children, and he had a lot of issues expressing himself. He has great language, but when he becomes frustrated, he uses aggressive measures to kind of express it. And so I was working with Kayla and Sam at his child care center and at his home every other week.
Angela reached out to me through text and asked if I would be willing to do the Zoom meetings during the pandemic because there was a stay-at-home order in the state of Ohio. I tell her what's going on, what's changed, what I'm doing, and she gives me ideas of what I can do to help him through this big transition time because it's kind of thrown everybody off their game and given everybody anxiety.
So how are things going since the last time we talked?
It's gotten a little bit better, but at the same time not.
It's very important to start with how are things going? How are you guys adjusting? How are the children adjusting with the pandemic? A lot of routines have changed. So we need to talk about how we can embed strategies within their new schedules, their new work and home life, seeing if there's any resources that we can provide for them. Before with Sammy, we were focusing on his behaviors at school. And now we're focusing on Sammy's behaviors and relationship during this pandemic.
I went from working 45, 50 hours a week, but I am home full-time now. Sam was in daycare full-time, and my other daughter was in school full-time, and they're both home now. Sam does extremely well with a schedule and expectations of what's going to happen. And with the pandemic, for the first couple of weeks there, it just kind of like everything was thrown out of the water. We didn't have a set schedule. We were just kind of surviving.
We're at the child care center. They have a very structured day. They know what's going to happen. At home, it's not always the same case. Sam's not used to being home all the time.
Nope, I'm not used to being home all the time. Nobody.
Right.
Dogs.
Kayla and I talked about creating a visual schedule for him. And this helps Sammy visualize and digest what's going to happen during the day.
With Angela's help and some of the resources that I have at home, we've created a schedule that's posted on the wall. I have like these laminated cards and a little holder that I made out of paper. He can see what's going on in his day, and he gets involved by taking down the pictures once the task is completed, so that helps him with the anxious part of it.
Kayla has said that this helps not only Sammy, but herself stay on schedule to make sure that she's providing him with different opportunities throughout the day to kind of keep him busy and providing him with different sensory input.
His biting is probably, it's more like in the evenings around like 6 o'clock because Sam is a biter and he's been more aggressive biting his sister or the dog.
I talked with Kayla about different strategies that we could use to provide him with oral input that he needed. So I was able to screen share to look at items on the website together and kind of talk through what we thought would work in order to create some sort of oral motor sensory box that Sammy could go to.
We'll get like a bucket, probably like just a shallow bin, and we'll put the items that are okay for him to bite. And when he is frustrated, instead of biting his family members, we'll have access to that. So we'll direct him like, when you're feeling frustrated, here's a bucket of things that you can safely bite on. Having those things readily available to him on his level, like on a low table or something, or in his room, wherever's easy access will be really great. I believe with a lot of direction that he will go from fighting behaviors on his sister or the dog to redirect into biting those things. See, he told her, you can't play with what I'm playing with. You can have puzzles.
Oh.
So I've told her she has to ask him what she can play with.
That's
when
good.
she's in his room. Yeah.
That's awesome. So having her kind of model the behavior you want him to display. Good job.
Yeah.
That was good. Delivering surfaces virtually compared to delivering them in person is basically the same. We're using the coaching model, which we were using face-to-face. And so it's just a nice way to be able to see the child and see how stuff's working and problem solve with mom.
Working with Angela, I can ask those questions and get the answers that I need. I think she's a fantastic person. She's very kind. She gives great suggestions. She listens. She's funny. Sam likes her a lot, which I think is really huge. She helps, I guess, keep like my anxiety and like with raising Sam down, which helps me like enjoy like the little moments and teach me how to effectively change those moments. Our life has become like more smooth so that we can now do things like more family outings to like restaurants. Before the pandemic happened, we had planned a trip to Disney World. A year ago, I would have never in my mind thought that I would take Sam anywhere like that. Working with her completely changed everything because we are more effective in how we parent him, and even his sister. Like, I do things with her that I do with him because it works. Zoom meetings, it's like the best case scenario that we can do during the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of parents like myself, our kids are off the hook right now. It's not their fault. We're having anxiety. They're having anxiety. You know, they feel it. They express it different. So being able to work with someone that's there, that knows these types of things, I think is beneficial.